Welcome to Sunday Springboard with Melanie and Kimberlyn Coaching, where we help women find their strength and flourish after major life transitions. Hope you're doing well today. Before we get started, I want to remind you that the 14-day adventure challenge is running again. The ship is setting sail on Wednesday. I would hate for you to miss out. Remember that the purpose in it and the reasoning behind it is that life is a trip. Many times we feel like we are lost on this trip. We have no GPS, no roadmap. We don't know where we're going. And in this 14-day challenge, you do this on your own time. It's with a Facebook group. I'm going to give you a short video every day discussing a concept that will help you create your own roadmap where you can feel like you're living life more in line with the way you want to. We're also going to have a link where you can do a virtual tour. If you're like me, you're tired of not being able to travel anywhere, this way you can go on a virtual trip with me and whoever decides to join us through our private Facebook group. I've put a link in the show notes. If you click the link, there's a lot more information about that than I gave you, a lot more specifics, plus you can register and join us. So that's Wednesday. I hope you will join me. So what we've been studying the last few weeks, or maybe even a month or so now, is we've been talking about energy influencers. These are the factors that affect you in your life. They affect your energy, your enthusiasm. They affect how well you operate, you perform, believe, think, your joy. So we've already talked about spiritual, mental, and emotional. And if you missed those, you can go to my Facebook page, my website, KimberlynCoaching.com, look on the Springboard page, and the videos are all listed there. You can catch up on any of those. We've also had two past videos on the physical influencer, and today is our third and last video on the physical influencer. So this is the way that your body feels, the way your body, the way the situation of your body is. If you're all excited about doing something and yet you don't feel well, you don't get as much enjoyment. And so the last two videos we talked about, we started off with breathing and sleep, and then last week we did food and fitness. Today we're going to finish up with supplements, illness and pain, taking some care with our appearance, beliefs about health, and ways to make the physical influencers work for us and not against us. So starting off with supplements, drugs, and alcohol. We already talked about nutrition and hydration, but anything you put in your body has consequences, affects you for good or bad, and you want to be aware of what you're putting into your body. Sometimes the effects are obvious, and sometimes they're not so obvious. You may have to do some research. You may have to kind of watch yourself and take care to see, are these things that you're doing hindering you or helping you? What things are you putting into your body? Did your doctor recommend some supplements? Are you taking them or not taking them? Did you how are these affecting your energy and performance, either for good or bad? So like I said, you may have to do some research to figure that out. Another thing on this is, are you going to the doctor? This is not really under supplements. This is just under general health. Are you getting your checkups? Are you getting all the different things that all the different checkups that you need to do to be healthy? Are you doing that? Do you care enough about yourself to take care of yourself? The next thing we want to talk about is image and appearance. Now, first of all, let me explain. We are not talking about being good looking, beautiful, or handsome, or whatever. These are subjective. They're different for every culture. They're different for every time. They're different for people, and they're different when you get to know someone, their true beauty or ugliness comes out outside of them. So that is not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is that your physical fitness, and I'm talking about that in all areas, not just in lifting weights. But this comes out in your appearance. The way you appear to the world around you says something about you. It says something about how well you care about yourself, how well you care about what's going on around you, and how you present to the world. You feel better if you look better. the interesting thing is, once you look better, so when you feel better, you will look better. But then when you look better, you also feel better. It works both ways. I don't know about you, but I've been depressed several times in my life, and you probably have too, and you may be in it right now. And when you're depressed, down, you don't have any energy, don't want to get off the couch, don't want to take a shower, don't want to fix my hair, don't want to put my makeup on, just feel like a sludge and look like a sludge. And then when you start coming out of the depression, you start feeling better, then you start taking better care of yourself. But here's the interesting thing about that. If, even though you're feeling like a sludge, if you make the effort to go ahead and take the shower, put the makeup on, do the hair, you will surprise yourself and you'll end up feeling better. For a while in my life, I was a stay-home mom, and I had been through some depression. I was coming out of it, and I made myself a rule that I had to put on my makeup every morning, no matter what, whether I was going to see anybody or not. Because when I looked in the mirror at that point in my life, if I saw myself without makeup, I didn't like it. Now, I don't really care. But back then, it really made a difference to me. And so when you look in the mirror, do you basically like what you're seeing? So when you're well-groomed, you're neatly dressed, you're well put together, you're one step ahead of the game, especially if you're going out, you're trying to do interviews, you're doing the things that you may be going through to make these changes and transitions in your life, and you're having to come in contact with people, you want to look the part. Sometimes you need to look professional. Other times looking casual is okay. Can you ever just go be a sludge? Yeah, sure you can. Sure you can. But if you do it all the time, that is saying something about yourself to you and to other people. When if you're badly needing of a haircut or a shave, you're slumping down, your belly's hanging out, you're showing that you don't have the level of self-care and self-worth that is associated with power and success. So like I said before, this can be a spiral up or a spiral down. Become aware. Always, all my videos are about becoming aware. All things are normal, but we make a decision about how long we want to spend in any level of any way of feeling. You feel like a sludge today? Be one. That's fine. But probably it's not good for you to do that every day. So when you feel fit, you demonstrate fit, and people will see you that way. When you feel good about yourself, you radiate that anabolic energy. Now, if you don't remember what anabolic energy is, anabolic means builds you up, lifts you up, encourages you. And remember, the catabolic energy tears you down, wears you out, makes you tired. So we're going to come back to that in a minute. I mentioned that because we're actually going to talk about these levels of energy again in just a minute. But first of all, let's talk about, what in your appearance or image would you like to change? What things would you feel better if you changed? Maybe it's just as simple as, like I said, put on your makeup every day, or take a shower every day, brush your hair. I don't know, whatever makes you feel good. So let's talk about injury and sickness. So chronic pain, or maybe short-term pain, or injury, or surgery, sickness, all these things can definitely have an effect, a profound effect on your energy and your enthusiasm. I've been through times when I've had pain on and on and on, and after a while you just get so tired of it and you just don't want to deal with it anymore. Obviously, do whatever you can medically to fix whatever you can fix, but if it's something you have to live with, then you have to decide, how am I going to live with this? Your perspective on these these physical glitches influences your life, influences your energy, and that's what I want to mention here. So when we talked about the 7 levels of energy, and again, you can watch these on my Sunday Springboard. I think this is on the very bottom. I think it's one of my first series. And when we talk about levels of energy, we're talking about the way you focus on the world, the way the world seems to you, the way you interpret the world, and then also how you present to the world. So level 1 is basically, why does all this happen to me? What's wrong with me? Why can't I ever do anything good? And level 2 is, why are these people always doing this to me? And then level 3 on up to 7. So level 1 and 2 are catabolic. Level 3 through 7 are more anabolic. They're more positive. They're more encouraging. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go through these levels of energy, and we're going to think, how would someone at this level of energy feel and think when they're in an illness? Okay? And when you hear these, think about which one is your normal way of reacting when you're sick, when you're feeling bad. So a level 1 person, or someone who is, so hang on a minute. We all do all the energy levels sometimes, but whatever we do the most of is what we would call ourselves a level such and such person. But we all do all of it. And like I tell you, it's all normal, but we just can choose. Once we become aware, we choose what level we want to react out of. So a level 1 person is like, just figures that I'd get sick this week. I always seem to come down with something at the worst times. Level 2 person would be going, I hate being sick. I can't believe that someone got me sick again. Level 3 might be saying, well, it's not so bad. I'll just push myself to get on with my day anyway. And if I can't, well, I guess that's just the way it is. I'm doing the best I can. They're kind of tolerating it. Level 4 is, I'm going to be sure to do everything I can to recover quickly. Level 4, people take care of people, and hopefully they take care of themselves also. Level 5, people are generally looking for opportunities, and they're trying to find a win-win. So a level 5 person that's going to say, well, being ill is an opportunity to work on something that I don't normally get to work on. Level 6 people are kind of more interested in the way we are all one. We all, the world, let's be one. Let's not just be so individual. And it was just say, how do I want to experience this? How do I want to look at this? And level 7 is generally, for me as a Christian, I see this when I'm at one with my Creator, when I'm close with Him and experiencing Him. So level 7 would be just, illness is just part of the life experience. There's nothing to learn. Just want to be where I am at any given moment. So when you look at these levels, how do you tend to be? What is your default tendency? So what could you change to help yourself get to at least the level 4? So level 4 will be where you're taking care of yourself well. What would you need to change to get to that point? So here's an interesting thing, talking about pain and injury. I've been doing some training to be a trauma support specialist. And some of this research shows that some people can handle their pain better than other people can handle it. Some people have a harder time handling pain. So it seems that if you have had childhood trauma, and it doesn't have to be one big, huge trauma. It can be just light trauma, daily, repetitive. Maybe there's just so much negativity in your house. Maybe there's your parents are arguing all the time, every day, or they're being critical to you all the time. So it doesn't have to be huge trauma, just repetitive for an ongoing amount of time. The people that have gone through this, the changes that happen to their body and their brain through this time of their life, especially as a child, affects the way it affected it then, and it continues to affect your ability to handle the pain. I think that's really interesting. If you would like to have some help working through this so that perhaps you're not as affected by your past, consider hiring me as your coach. And also keep watching my videos, because when I finish this series, I'm going to start another series that's going to be giving information that I've learned through my trauma courses. It's been so fascinating. All right, so now let's talk about beliefs about health and wellness. There's all kind of beliefs that we have, good ones and bad ones. Some of them are true and some of them are false. And these beliefs can either help us to do the things we need to do to take care of ourselves, or they can slow us down and stop us. And remember, we've talked about energy blocks, and one of those, it would be beliefs that we have, we call limiting beliefs. And these beliefs stop us from taking the action we need to be healthy. So here's just a few examples. Healthy food is hard to find. Healthy food is expensive. It doesn't taste good. I don't have time for exercise. Health is something that takes a lot of energy to maintain. As long as I have enough sleep to get by, I am fine. You may have some more limiting beliefs. I don't like hospitals, or it's just too difficult. It costs too much. These are limiting beliefs in our minds. If we really wanted to do these things, if we changed our beliefs, we could find a way to do them. So which beliefs do you have that are holding you back from being energetically engaged in this and maintaining and improving your physical well-being? You know that it's going to make you feel better. What will it take to motivate you to do that, to take the action? So those limiting beliefs that you've had, how do they hold you back? If you believe that it takes too much time to cook healthy, then you're probably just going to buy junk food and you're going to feel bad. So think about these. What beliefs do you have? What could you accomplish if you had a different belief? And which ones do you think that's most important for you to change immediately? What would make a difference right now? And what could you do? Tiny habits. We're always talking about tiny changes. So when we're talking about trying to make these physical influences work for us, not against us, you could be so excited about something. You could be focused and energetic and enthusiastic and ready to go. But if you're operating on only 1 or 2 hours of sleep, you've been eating plates of fried food and snacks, you're not fit overall, then you're not likely to have a lot of energy to take action. If you power through, then you're going to find yourself spent with nothing left in your tank, and you'll in fact lower your immune system, and that can lead to more different challenges. The more proactive you are about taking care of your physical self, the more your energy will be present when and where you need it. Think of a time when you experience stress and a lack of engagement. Remember, the engagement thing is how enthusiastic and interested you are in doing this task. And the reason that you are stressed out and not really enthusiastic was due to physical factors. Maybe you were tired, or you were sick, or you were injured, or very hungry. What were those circumstances? And think of another time when you were doing something that you were completely physically ready to perform. What were the physical circumstances that had a noticeable influence there? Maybe you got plenty of sleep the night before. Maybe you ate a good breakfast. Now you're ready. So compare those two situations in terms of the amount of stress or tension or anxiety that you had and the engagement that you felt. Compare those two, and what levels of energy were you experiencing in each of those situations? How well did each situation go comparatively? If you start keeping track of that, you'll start noticing that you're enjoying life more when you're taking care of yourself more. So to sum up, we have been talking about the physical factors influencing our energy and our performance through transitions or times of change. These involve your awareness of what your body is telling you and how proactive you are in taking care of your physical self. Eating in a healthy way, exercising regularly, practicing preventive medicine, so that you're able to create the physical power that will best serve you to accomplish any given activity. Physical influences detract from your energy when your body is not able to function in an optimal manner or in the manner to which you are accustomed. Lack of sleep, poor eating habits, being over or underweight, illness and energy can detract from your energy, can drain you, and also asking your body to perform well past the limitations of your physical capacity. Like if you decide you're going to run a marathon and you never even run a mile, that is not going to work well. So you have to have some realism there for what your body can handle. And if you want to do some things, do it gradually. So if you want some help in this, if you can't do it on your own and you would just like some help, you can consider hiring me as your coach. Contact me on my Facebook. I don't know why I keep saying Facebook page. My website, KimberlynCoaching.com. Fill out the form at the bottom of the Work With Me page. We can talk and decide if we will be a good fit and how to work from there. Also, if you need something that I cannot give you, I will refer you to someone who can. I don't claim to be able to be expertise in many things, but I do know people who are. And don't forget, the 14-day adventure challenge is starting Wednesday. Click on the link, find out more about it, decide if this is something you would like to join us on. We set sail on Wednesday, and I don't want to leave you behind. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you'll have a great day.